Hello everyone, I'm Marty Jopson. Welcome to Micro Minute. Now, today's specimen for the microscope can be found on this leaf here, which comes from my blackcurrant bush and is a particular creature that is causing, well, it's causing some havoc out there at the moment. This is, of course, the aphids that are on the back of this leaf here. Now, if I show you that under the desk camera there, like this, there, that you can see there's a perfectly nice looking leaf, although it is covered in these little shiny patches, and that is caused by these creatures on the back, and you can see them all clustered just there. They're about, what, 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters, the biggest ones. So let's get these guys under the microscope and I can show you what these aphids look like. So, okay, let's go to the microscope. So here we go. And here they are. Here's a little batch of aphids. It's a little bit bright. Let me turn down the brightness ever so slightly. Just a little bit. There we go. That's nice. So there you go. There's a batch of aphids there, busily feeding off this leaf. Now, remember I said this is a blackcurrant leaf, and you can tell it's a blackcurrant because of these funny little dotties all over the surface of the leaf. And actually, what these are little sacs of oils, and if you crush a blackcurrant leaf with your hands, you get a particular smell, and that smell comes from these oils, and these oils are there to stop things eating the leaves. It doesn't bother the aphids, clearly, and they're busily munching away on it. So aphids, they're rather peculiar little creatures. They're insects. They've got 6 legs. These ones don't have wings. The winged ones come later. There's like 600 species of aphid in this country, 67 common ones apparently, and each aphid species, oh, did you see it did a little poop just then? It just pooped out a little blob of liquid. Each species of aphid lives pretty much predominantly on one plant. So these ones like currant plants, so red currants, black currants, all of which are closely related. Let's zoom in on one of them. Which one should we go for? Let's go for this big one here. That's a nice big fat one here. There we go. There, look at that. Now, this aphid is a female aphid. Look, you can really see these. You can see the little blobs of oil on the blackcurrant leaf now, can't you? But this aphid is a female, and I know that because, well, they're all female at this stage. All of the, if they're wingless, they're female. And the thing about aphids is they're rather peculiar creatures. They give birth to live young at this stage. So the females give birth to more females, which then go on to produce more females and more females and more females. And there are no males involved at this point. And they just keep making females. And then later in the year, what happens is they start to produce winged females and winged males. And then the winged females, they fly off, and the winged males fly off, and they mate. And then the females go and lay eggs, and it's the eggs that overwinter, and then in the summer, or the spring rather, they hatch, and we get females. So they have this slightly odd life cycle. They also have a rather odd way of feeding, because they eat, and you can just about make out, if this one stays where it is, if I zoom right in on its head, you can, you can, it's a little bit dark, I'll turn the brightness up a little bit. Can you see? So here's the thing's head. Oops. Oh, wrong way. Here's its head here. Okay, there's the eye. There's the other eye. And then front legs. And then it's got this thing here. Can you see this little sort of bit sticking down here? So here's a piece of the leaf. This is what's called its stylet, the stylets. These are the mouth parts. And what it does is it pokes them into one. Oops, I'm going to zoom right out. Focusing the wrong way, and now we've overexposed, so we'll come back down. It pokes it into one of the veins of the leaf. So these are the veins of the leaf, and basically what's happening is in the green bits here, the lighter green bits, all the sugary sap is being produced, and that gets transferred to the veins, and then it goes down into the body of the plant. And what these guys do, these female aphids do, is they're sticking the stylets into that vein, and they're just letting the sap be pushed up into it. It's entirely passive. They're not sucking the sap up. The sap is just sort of pushing its way into them. So it's kind of like if you wanted to take a drink and just putting your mouth over a hose pipe and turning the hose pipe on, which is why they quite often poop out a liquid called honeydew, which is what causes all the sort of the stickiness you get if you park your car, for example, underneath a tree. It gets covered in sticky honeydew if that tree has got aphids. So if, like, it's a sycamore, for example, sycamores get a lot of aphids. You get a lot of aphid honeydew if you park your car under a sycamore tree. But there you go. And there, I've got the light turned up quite brightly, which they don't like, which is why they're starting to move about lots. There's a couple of other things you can see on them. Do you see these two little weird bits poking out the back end of them here? Okay. These are called sifunculi. Sifunculi. I'm not quite sure what oh, did you see that? It kind of stuck its bum in the air and produced a little droplet of honeydew, which it pooped out. That was cool. But yeah, the sifunculi, they're little hollow tubes, and what happens is if they're sort of attacked by some predator, they'll squirt out some nasty tasting liquid out of these sifunculi. The Americans call them cornicles, which is a lot easier to say, I should say. So anyway, that's all I really wanted to say about aphids. They're kind of weird, a little bit creepy when you look at them up close. Oops, wrong way. Let's get the brightness down a bit. But quite fascinating to watch do their things. There they are. All different sizes, from the very little to the very big. Right, as always, thanks go to Zeiss for the fantastic microscopes and for allowing me to do this for you. I hope you've enjoyed that. Come back, watch more Micro Minutes. There's loads more I've done, and there's more coming. And with that, thanks very much for watching.